My name is Martha Wiss, and I'm the founder of Friends of Animals Foundation. I never thought I would get into this because it's a very, very tough business. It takes a lot of courage most every day. Because I love animals so much, it's really been very tough, very hard. You fall in love with every animal that comes in. Some of them come in terrible condition. The main purpose of the shelters is to save as many as we can. We can handle 75 dogs and 75 cats, and we would love to be able to handle more. It started many years ago when I found a little dog that was walking down the street in West LA, and I gave it some water and some food. In those days, I did not know anything about animal rescue. And this kept on for quite a while, until finally one day the little dog never showed up again. And I thought, well, maybe he landed in the shelter. So I went over, and there he was, in with about 20 other dogs, all crying. And it just broke my heart because I couldn't take them all. But I did take him, and I called him Skippy. But when I left, the kennel man at the shelter looked up to me and he said, "Do you want a leash?" And I looked over, and I've never forgotten, there were all these leashes and collars from dogs that had gone in but never came out again. That did start me on the road to wondering what was happening to all the dogs that went into the shelters, because there are millions. If you come to a shelter and save a life, the dog is yours forever. I mean, they do seem to know that you have saved them. They really seem to.
My mom actually had said, "Do you remember where we got Lucy from Friends of Animals?" And I was like, I had not remembered, I was so young. She's like, "Let's call." They brought Storm out, and it was like one of those commercial or cartoons where like the bubble of hearts are in between the two lovers. I saw him, and he just looked up at me. I was like, "Oh, I must have you."
I think a lot of what Friends of Animals is about too is that you really have to spread your resources out. And sometimes you come up with, there's difficult decisions. It's like, do I spend all this money on one animal that may be really sick and old and may not be around for a long time? Or do I take that money and try and help, 50 or 60 animals with just food and just lodging and a place to sleep? And those decisions can be really heartbreaking and really difficult. And Martha deals with that every single day. I've seen her come in where she can barely complete a sentence because she's battling the flu or a cold. She's wrapped up in 5 sweaters and a jacket, and she's here to take care of business.
I'm at the shelter 6.5 days a week. I usually start about 11 in the morning because I stay till 7:30 or 8 every night. A friend of mine worked on the parole board. So she came to me and she said, "Would you like to use up some of the parolees?" And I said, "Boy, would we? We sure would." And one of them came to me after about a week, and he said, "I've been in prison and jails for all my life." He said, "At least 26 years. But he said, if I get back on the street, I know I'll start stealing again." So he said, "Would you give me a job here?" So I told him we didn't have much money, which we didn't, and he said, "That's all right. I'll just sleep here and give me what you can." Anyway, he said, "I'll stay for a year," which he did. He stayed for a year. He was just wonderful. And he would sing to the dogs and the cats because he said, "I know how lonely it is in those cages."
Well, Friends of Animals, to my knowledge, they're not subsidized. So they really do rely on private donations. And so anyone who's seeing this, any small amount would be extremely helpful.
Please go to the website that you're looking at right now and donate or do anything that we can for Friends of Animals. The money goes straight to the shelter. It goes straight to the dogs and cats. It's really, really important. Any donation, drop a leash off, drop a cookie off, drop $1 off. That's all we need.
It's not all or nothing. You don't have to donate $1 million. It would be nice if you could do that.
We have set up a PayPal account, which you can use if you would like to help us, and we deeply appreciate that. We need volunteers.
Please do whatever you can.
We could use any amount of help that we can get in any direction.